Finally, in today's RalphStack. Wow. Just wow. Wow. I'm being inducted into the Dallas Stars Hall of Fame and with my dear friend Joe Newendike. We're the fourth class, following other organizational pillars and the guys who have their jerseys hanging in the building, and former owners Norm Green and Tom Hicks. My history with the franchise is longer and deeper than anyone's, and more complicated too. The kid in the picture started going to Stars games in 1967, then got hired by the club in 1990, moved to Texas with them in 1993, and walked away in 2015. Brad Alberts called me in the afternoon on Tuesday, July 1st, and even that story has some kick to it. You'll hear more at the event from both of us. I've known Brad a very long time, and at the core, we're friends. I appreciated his professionalism and help in 2015 when he and I worked out an amicable separation agreement. It was a horribly tough time, but he treated me very well and kindly, and I've never forgotten it. In the years since, Brad and I stayed in touch and kick all kinds of things around. A couple springs ago, he invited me to watch playoff games, home and road, whenever and wherever I wanted to go in his suite with him. I took him up on it. I went again this spring, and oh, those playoff games in his suite with his beautiful family and so many people I know, well, they've been some of the best times of my recent life. From where I've been, it's cool to be a fan again. I'm going to write and produce a ton of content around this, and there will be time for everything, including lots of thank yous and acknowledgments. But let me say quickly here and right away, I want to thank Tom Ghilardi. I've always liked and respected Tom, and he has done such a great job with this franchise, my goodness. And a nod again, and thanks to Brad for the call and working hard to keep me close. Listen, friends, I ain't easy. And thanks to the committee and so many others, and you, my friends and fellow Stars fans. Today, let me take you back to what the kid was thinking and how he went about climbing the very jagged path toward where he wanted to go and ultimately ending up in the Dallas Stars Hall of Fame in 2025. I'm a Stars fan. I'm as OG as it gets. And whether I'm at the AAC or another rink or in my living room, I still act like the kid in the picture did when he was watching all those years ago. I scream, I yell, I jump up and down. No kidding. When Tyler chipped that puck out to Mikko at center in Game 7 against Colorado and Rantanen buried it to seal the series, I swear, I exploded with raw joy. I was standing in front of my chair watching it with my arms crossed, my teeth clenched, and the second Sagan got the puck and I read the play, I knew where it was going and I leapt and kept jumping with my arms raised in the air and I screamed. I remember doing exactly the same thing in my parents' living room in 1980 when Bobby Smith scored against Montreal in the playoffs and we beat the Canadiens and ended their run of 4 straight Stanley Cups. Can I tell you, February of 1980 with the Miracle Game and on into the NHL playoffs with the North Stars was quite a time for the USA and Minnesota hockey fan. I was 19. After I got off the phone with Brad the other day, after he told me I was being inducted, I sat in my living room chair for a very long time. The one I watch Stars games in. There's this picture in the 3-panel multimedia work my friend created for me, the 3 periods, that hangs in my living room. In the one panel is of me, as a kid, in front of the TV set. That picture is central to the piece and the first period of my life. It depicts me and the dreaming, the visualizing, the devouring of sports radio and television and print. I knew what I wanted to do from a very early age, and I was very sure I was going to do it. Still got a few things left on that list, but lots of miles before I sleep. Also, the backdrop for my YouTube podcast, The 3 Periods by Darren Taylor, is one of my most cherished possessions. I sat in that chair and I thought about that kid. That kid was something else, believe you me. The kid was restless, defiant, determined, loud, and unstoppable. It's not easy to live this way sometimes. The motor runs really hot, but I knew I was going to get there, to the booth, or the studio, or the stage, or on screen. I looked at the panel from my chair, stared at my face as a kid. You did good, kid. We did good. I get a bit emotional staring at that picture and looking and thinking about that kid. I work on not needing validation, but damn, it's sure nice when you get it. I worked very hard for this franchise and always held myself to a higher standard than anyone could ever hold for me. It was important to me to connect with fans both on the air and in person. My first concern always was representing the franchise well and spreading the good word. I also cared deeply about developing the people inside the organization and bringing new people on board. I lost count how many over the years had dinner at our house and watched sports with us. I'm a managed down guy. I look after the people under and around me. That was and still is my focus, and now it's my legacy. I wish my dad was still with us, but he's gone. He helped develop my love of sports and taught me to show up no matter what and be the most prepared person in the room if I could. My mom is alive, and she already has her outfits picked out, and wait till you see M. Morgan Avalon's fit at the party. Oh my goodness, she's going to steal the show. My mother gave me art and music and literature and style, and she jerked the chain anytime I misspoke or used bad grammar. Ooh, Ralphie, it hurts my ears, she would say. I had the perfect set of parents to send me out then. A type A alpha who loves sports and who himself is in Minnesota's Canterbury Park Hall of Fame for saving live horse racing in the state of Minnesota. And my mother, an artistic and deep-thinking, creative person who's been all over the world and in pursuit of global causes. My siblings are all still alive, and they are all likely to show. My brother Paul, less than a year younger, my brother Jason, a couple of years behind him, and my sister Anthea the baby. All attended and watched Stars games on TV or with me in person. We were lucky. My dad was a mover and shaker, and as a lawyer represented the Stars owners in those early days. So his office got tickets, and we'd get to go quite a bit. I'd always turn my head when I was in those seats and look up at the Met Center broadcast gondola over my right shoulder and watch Al Shaver work. I could make him out from those seats, especially if I brought binoculars. For my 12th birthday, my dad got me a visit to the press box. His friend Dick Dillman, the then Stars PR man, and the guy for whom the NHL's PR Staff Award is named, arranged it. My friend John Schroeder went with me. John and I called games in our grade school gymnasium into tape recorders. He was my first broadcast partner. At one point, Dick took us to stand behind Al and Tom Reed while Al was calling the game. I was floored. Al was my guy. I listened to him all the time. He taught me what it was supposed to sound like as I tuned in all those nights lying in bed. Later is an amazing turn of fate. I was hired as his final broadcast partner in Minnesota, and that's where I got the 3-year apprenticeship with the master. But that night, as a 12-year-old, I stood behind Al. That kid in the photo, that's about the right age. I watched Al closely and turned my head when he turned his as he followed the play. Al was loud, so I could hear him without having headphones on. Schroeder and I were over the moon. I remember standing right behind him and saying to myself, I want to do that. I want to sit right there in that chair and call North Stars games, and I'm going to do it. The kid in the picture did it. And now I'm the recipient of an overwhelming gesture from the franchise. This will help me put a bow on a journey that's been over half a century in the making. I'm coming back home to the Stars. To all of you, please feel like you can share this with me. All Stars fans from Texas and those still in Minnesota and from all points on the globe, you're welcome to follow along, join in, talk to me, and share your thoughts. More on that soon. You'll be able to do that. For now, Tom Ghilardi, my most heartfelt thanks again. Brad, my man. And gang, brace yourself. This one's going to be like me, different than most, and most certainly something else. That's our show for today. But we'll have lots and lots more content in the coming weeks, all built around the Dallas Stars Hall of Fame 2025 induction weekend, November 14th through the 16th. It's been quite a ride, and I'm still on it. Thanks to my brother, fellow 2025 inductee Joe Newend. I can't wait to do this with you, Joe. Thanks to Savannah Humuller. Thanks for the sturdy reporting this season and for the very strong interview today. Thanks to Kelly Ortiz, my assistant. It takes a village to work with me, and we got a nice little village going here. And now to take you out, a look back with a track from my era and some visuals to take you through those great times with the Stars. And you know what? Just because I'm not doing that anymore, don't worry. You ain't seen the best of me yet, not by a long shot. Don't forget me, and always remember my name. See you next week with Stars President Brad Alberts right here on the RalphCast, the podcast, the TV show.